Storage Solutions.
First held in 1899. It's been a Group 1 for the past decade. The Stowe Storage Memsie Stakes indicates that the Spring Carnival is descending upon Melbourne. 1,400 metres, $750,000, Group 1 weight for age. Mr. Brightside last year defeating Princess Grace, I Wish I Win. Alligator Blood fourth, went on to run second in the Mackay Diva and then come back here and win the Underwood. And here is Mr. B, who returns to a track and distance at which he is undefeated. A perfect 5 from 5. He had the measure of Pride of Jenny fresh in the all the way back in February. She was able to turn the tables on him subsequent to that through the remainder of the preparation. But his class is undeniable. He tries to become the only horse to win this race in back-to-back years at Group 1 level since Behemoth a couple of years back.
Yeah, 5 from 5 at the track and distance, and he won a strong edition of this race 12 months ago. Look, he did beat Pride of Jenny in the CF4 at the track and trip, first up last preparation. Look, she's probably a little further forward this time in, but I do think 1,400 first up is his best chance potentially to beat her.
He looks great. It's a really, really good return. I do think that his coat's going to continue to clean up just over the next couple of weeks, and he's going to be absolutely peaking then. But he's beautiful and free in his action. He's nice and relaxed, and he's got a great base of fitness there. I think that he's come back in excellent order.
2 is Agon, 4th in this race in 2021, behind Behemoth, 9th in the race last year. Vlad Jurek goes aboard. All 3 of his Victorian Group 1s have been here at Caulfield. Bonhoeffer in a Rupert Clark, the Caulfield Cup on Master O'Reilly, and an Underwood on Mourinho.
Fastest closing sectionals of the Lawrence first up, and he should take improvement out of that run. Look, it's been nearly 2 years since his last win, though, and this is a stronger contest.
He has made a strong race, but he's come back in good shape. I think the benefit of having that first up run underneath him is showing in his physique today. His coat's still got a fair bit of cleaning up to do, but he's got a good positive look on his face, and he's lovely and free in his action.
3 is Gentleman Roy. We haven't had the Lawrence Memsie double completed since the great Regal Roller did it some 20 years ago. You feel like what he's done through the winter gives him as good a chance, Mr. Brightside and Pride of Jenny aside.
He's fit. He loves 1,400 metres. He can roll forward. OK, he may not have the class of some of the big guns in this event, but you know what his asset is. He's likely to roll to a forward position, and he should give you a good sight.
He's in such a good, rich vein of form, this fellow, and he's just been perfectly maintained, and you can never underestimate horses when they do hit this purple patch. He's nice and sound, he's rock hard fit, his coat's exactly where it needs to be, and he's got a lot of confidence about him, so you couldn't underestimate him.
4 is Bandersnatch, who tries to become the first horse since Vega Magic in 2017 to come through the shorter Regal Roller at 1,200 metres on Lawrence Day and then elevate to win the Memsie.
Yeah, he'll be fit a second up. He might get a nice run just in behind the what looks a genuine speed, but look, he's rising sharply in class, and to win it Group 1 level weight for age, I think he'd need to go to a new level.
He gets the award for the world's quietest horse today. He's such a gentleman, he could walk around here by himself, I think. He's taken nice natural improvement out of that first up run. I think he's going to peak in another run's time. He is an older horse that carries a little bit of weight around his midsection, and they do take a little bit longer to get fit.
5 is Pinstripe, second to Mr. Brightside and Gentleman Roy. In the last 2 PB Lawrence Stakes, he bypassed the Memsie last year to go to the fee, and he presents here.
He was terrific first up, beaten less than half a length. He was fresh in that Lawrence. You'd like to think he improves with a run. He's got a terrific second up record. He maps for a nice, cosy map just in behind the speed, and watch for him to be exposed late. Again, another horse who may not have the class of Mr. Brightside or Pride of Jenny, but you'd like to think he improves fitness-wise, and he hasn't been far from them in the past.
It was a good return a few weeks back, and I think that his coat's cleaned up significantly in that fortnight since I've seen him last. He had good fitness there with nice improvement to come, and I think he's taken that next step here today.
6 is Antino, who fits the profile of every winner of this race since 2015. They've either had a run under the belt through races like the Lawrence, or they've come out of the Queensland winter like Antino does.
Yeah, he's jumped out really well behind Pride of Jenny. He should have residual fitness from that Queensland winter, and he's only run at Caulfield. He was second in the Toorak, and he actually did beat Pride of Jenny by 3 lengths. I know that we won't take that margin literally, but outside of the obvious 2, he looks the next best hope, and Amy, these Queenslanders are looking sensational today.
By far got the best skin in the whole yard. He just looks absolutely immaculate. He's such a lovely looking horse. He's got a lot of quality about him. You can see how toned he is, and with his beautiful coat, you can see him just glistening in every muscle in his body. I think that he looks outstanding.
7 is Pride of Jenny. here she is. Unbelievable to think she had her first run for Kieran Maher this day 2 years ago when 7th, beaten 4 lengths, is a $51 chance in a Group 3 Cochrane, and here she is perhaps with her foot on the step of stardom based on what she was able to do off that defeat in the order, Mr. Brightside. Spectacular win in the All-Star Mile, just nabbed by Cascade in the Australian Cup, and then that jaw-dropping performance to win the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, star mare. She's gone to a new level her last couple of preparations. She does have a 4-1 record over Mr. Brightside. And look, the only defeat at his hands did come first up at this track and distance last prep in the All Stakes, but she's had the extra jump out this time in, and she was only narrowly beaten by him in that occasion. So she's got to be one of the two leading chances and might lay claim to being the best middle distance horse in the country.
She looks great. It's a really, really good return, which is exactly what you'd expect. She's a mature mare now. She's looking extremely fit with nice improvement to come, but I think that the team's got her extremely forward first up here. Her coat's excellent. It really doesn't have much improvement in it at all. I think it's a great return. 8
is Vagrant. Mitch Friedman and Bo Mertens didn't get a crack at the Cochrane earlier this afternoon after Skybird was scratched at the gates. Vagrant gets her Group 1 opportunity after a return run on the Regal Roller.
It's a great run. Fastest last 200 of the day first up in a slowly run race. Look, she's fitter for that effort and she's better suited rising in distance. The sharp rising class is the obvious concern.
Nothing wrong with the way that Mitch has got her here. She's lovely and quiet, relaxed in the yard. Still just a little bit wintry with cleaning up to do, but her fitness is there.
What a race it's been since it became a Group 1. Atlantic Jewel and Snapdance to the two mares to win it. Dissident, Boban, Blackheart Bart, Vega Magic, Humidor, Scales of Justice, 2 to Behemoth, and then Mr. B last year in a spectacular edition. You got a feeling we're going to see some fireworks in the 2024 Stowe Storage Memsie Stakes. A Group 1 selection in front of you, Amy.
Well, I'm setting myself up to look like an idiot at the first day of spring here, but I'm with Antino. I just think that this horse looks absolutely outstanding in the yard. I know that it's going to be a battle, you would imagine, between Pride of Jenny and Mr. Brightside, 2 champions. But Antino looked fantastic. He had a little bit of a more shine to him. His fitness is exactly where it needs to be. I just thought he looked outstanding. But I'm not surprised if it's a race in 2 with Brightside and Pride of Jenny.
Well, he's got his supporters at $6, Amy. Your pick of the yard, Antino. But it's a big go, Mr. Brightside here. Twice as much turnover now than Pride of Jenny, who's on a big drift since markets have opened. And in particular here on race day, she's drifted out the door to $3.10. So there you go, $2.45. He'll be your market mover. Race 9, number 1 for the feature, the Memsie Stakes. Antino, as I mentioned, rock solid $6. Gentleman Roy were holding really good money for that runner. He'll sit outside of Pride of Jenny and he'll look the winner at some stage at $8.50 and then Pinstripe to cause the upset maybe at $12. Traders tip, they're all over Mr. Brightside. He's 5 for 5 this track and trip, last year's winner. We've covered it all. The traders are really keen on him and the money's come for him into $2.45. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the 1-800 number or visit the website. Get your bets on.
How's your girl?
She's in great order. Very happy with her. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting race.
Do you get nervous anymore?
I reckon if you're not nervous, you're not trying. So, yeah, definitely.
Instructions to Deck, do you even bother? Are you going to be going out hard in front like we've seen her do before?
Look, Deck obviously probably knows her better than I do. So, yeah, she'll be a similar running style and he'll judge either how hard and when he makes his run.
We've seen her so dominant and so brave going ahead in huge, big margins. Do you get nervous if something's going to be taking on? Do you think that you could be a little bit vulnerable?
No. She doesn't worry like whether they're close or further away. It's just about getting her in a nice rhythm. But yeah, like if something takes her on, they're probably out of their comfort zone anyway.
What's your confidence levels out of 10?
Yeah, I'm very confident.
You're a 10?
Well, you've got to be confident.
Best of luck.
Cheers.
Ben Hayes is with us as Mr. Brightside bids to become the 12th multiple winner of the Memsie, and Gentleman Roy tries to get that long-awaited Group 1 off his victory in the Lawrence. What did you make of both runners' parades?
I thought Brightside paraded exactly like he always does. We've had a faultless prep. He's here and ready to go, so really looking forward to it.
And they've put the theme music on for us on cue, and how's the build-up to this been? I know you probably don't get caught up in that and you're very process-driven, but even to come in today and see one race book with your champion on it and Pride of Jenny on the other, have you been able to get sort of swept up in the contest?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I think rivalries are important for racing, and this has been a great rivalry. We're down at the moment, so hopefully today we can get one closer. But our horse is in great order. We've also got another great chance with Gentleman Roy. He's rock hard fit, loves fast tempos, and he'll be right in the finish. He'll be right there.
Delve into the tactics for us with Roy likely to be close to Jenny, and where's Mr. B?
Look, Mark knows him very well. He likes to roll. I think Jenny will be in front of us at some stage in the first 200 metres, but we'll just keep him happy in a rhythm, and it'll be hopefully a bit like last start with Buffalo River.
Ben, good luck.
Thank you.
So 2 minutes out here from the start of the Group 1 Stowe Memsie Stakes, and we'll go down to Charlotte Littlefield, who's behind the barriers.
Yeah, you can really feel the atmosphere building down here. Everyone's a little bit quieter now. All the jockeys are really focused on the task ahead. Watch them all canter around, and I agree with Amy. Antino looked outstanding, sauntering round to the barriers. Actually quite a nice strong canter around there and really stretched out beautifully. And watching the two favourites, the battle of the two favourites, Pride of Jenny was just nice and relaxed. Head dropped down beautifully. Declan just gave me the thumbs up, and Craig was full of beans as usual, telling me how good his horse felt. So it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds, but all the horses are beautiful behind the barriers here.
Thanks, Charlotte. Zed, Benny, it's a bit like watching the Olympics recently in the 800 and 1500 metre races, which are so tactical, and so often you narrow it down to a couple of chances. But those tactical affairs where favourite 1 and favourite 2 are occupied and looking at each other opens the door, and you kind of feel like that might be the sort of scenario for an Antino or another galloper here.
The great thing about Pride of Jenny being in the race is it's not tactical. No one's looking at each other. Everyone is flat out gasping for air because she gets along, rocks and rolls, and it is a proper contest.
But is she going to do that first up? That's the intriguing part.
I think SD was right. It's not going to be from the start. It'll be a building tempo, and Declan Bates is so good at doing that. But in the midsection, she won't slow down and she'll ramp it up. So they'll know they're in a horse race.
Late move now for Pride of Jenny. The $3.20 was taken now into $3, but a clear favourite is Mr. Brightside, but we've seen this before. Pride of Jenny hasn't started favourite in a race for quite some time. Doesn't mean she can't win. She's proved many wrong in the past. Let's head to Adam Ho for the Group 1 Stowe Storage Memsie Stakes.
Brings Antino down. Got the right form references compared to previous winners. Here's Jamie Carr bringing Antino. Pride of Jenny. Declan Bates and Gentleman Roy about to join them. Light flashing. The Stowe Storage Memsie Stakes, 1400 metres. They're all in. 8 of them doing battle in the Group 1. Signals there. Gates open and they're away. Antino's missed the start. Slow away by 2 lengths. Pride of Jenny came away quickly and is moving up with Mr. Brightside. Williams just wanted to work her a little bit, but now lets her go. And it's now Pride of Jenny who goes into the first turn from Gentleman Roy, who's now 2 lengths away second. And then Bandersnatch, the outsider, and Mr. Brightside is in fourth. They're 2 lengths on Pinstripe, travelling on the outside of Agon. And then Vagrant, who's 2 lengths further back, second last. Antino's got it all to do after a sluggish start. They head down the side, and it's Pride of Jenny. Declan Bates only leading by 2 lengths as he heads towards the 800 metres. He's a composed leader towards the corner from Gentleman Roy, and then 2 lengths Mr. Brightside and Bandersnatch back on the fence. Agon, Pinstriped, about to make a move off the back of Mr. Brightside. And then comes Vagrant. Antino's tacking on and about to make a move around them as well as they come up towards the corner. So this is the game we wanted to see as they come around the 400 metre bend. And now getting animated, Declan Bates takes Pride of Jenny into the straight. Gentleman Roy is moving up stylishly and putting pressure on Mr. Brightside as well. So she needs to find. She doesn't. Mr. Brightside goes to the front. Pinstripe's running the race of his life, joining in. Pinstripe coming after Mr. Brightside, who leads it by a head, digging in deep. Pinstripe's coming after him. Pinstripe, EJ, you've done it! You're a Group 1 star. Pinstripe won it by a neck on Mr. Brightside, and 3 lengths Gentleman Roy. Antino from the backs, come on. And then followed by Pride of Jenny. She's got on the bench. She didn't bring her A-game. Vagrant next, Bandersnatch, and Agon's clocked in last.
It was perhaps set up for something outside the top 2 to pounce. and it's Pinstripes Day at last. Enver Yusufovic is a Group 1 winning trainer with the horse that he's pinned his hopes to for so long, and we've seen this merry group of owners adorned in the ties of pinstriped silks. They've gone to the races so many times with hopes and dreams. He's been so consistent, second in 2 Lawrences, a Fian winner last year. He's now a Group 1 winner via the 2024 Memsie, and Ben Allen adds the Oakley plate with Marabi a couple of years ago and now has a victory board pinstriped, and he's made beautiful music with this horse since he's been the go-to man for EJ. I don't think Mr. Brightside loses any admirers with his first up performance. Gentleman Roy, yet another Group 1 placing. Antino missed the start, gets home well for 4th. Maybe the Toorak beckons for him, and there'll be a discussion to be had around the performance of Pride of Jenny. But it's EJ's day. Pinstriped wins the Memsie. Charlotte Littlefield is with multiple Group 1 winning jockey Ben Allen.
Multiple Group 1 winning jockey Ben Allen. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. Can you say it one more time?
Multiple Group 1 winning jockey and EJ's first ever Group 1. This is just a story, a brilliant story. How did that unfold?
Pretty much how he scripted it. The idea was to hold the back of Brightside and just follow it everywhere, and I was going pretty well, so I just had to pop on the bend. But this horse has been absolutely flying. He arguably should have won his last start, and there's a lot of doubters because he lays in quite bad and he still does it. But look, massive shout out to EJ, and the owners have been loyal as to me. EJ deserves it. He's such a hard worker, and yeah, big shout out to the owners and EJ for letting me stick with him.
I want to hear the emotion. Give it a hell yeah.
Oh, I got no energy to do that, but nah, thank you.
Go back and enjoy that. That was outstanding. Well done.
Outstanding scenes here in the mounting yard with Enver Yusufovic, and no doubt Ben Allen will be savouring this, but it was an intriguing race. Pride of Jenny, you could see she was out of tickets a fair way out, under pressure, uncharacteristic from her. She's never really been a fresh horse, but still you weren't expecting her to puncture as much as she did there, Ben.
Yeah, that's the big talking point out of the race. Was there an issue? Has something come out of it? But yeah, let's hear from Amy with the strapper now.
Yeah. The horse will be in the background.
Okay. Linda Williams, it's a long time since we've been at Rosebud Pony Club together since we were little girls.
Very long time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does this mean to you?
A lot. He's actually the only horse I ride at the moment. So it really means a lot. I feel like I've sort of, have a bit of a bond with him. So for him to do that and to win the first Group 1 for EJ, it's just, really, really good. Amazing.
How had he worked coming into it?
Oh, amazing, yeah. Best he's ever felt. Strong, supple, really relaxed. Just, beautiful, beautiful.
You've been with EJ a long time. It must mean so much.
Yeah.
Great team
really
effort.
Does.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Here's Ben Allen returning to scale, and when we get to hear from Enver Yusufovic, no doubt he will be up and about, and so he should be. A horse that he's had so much faith in since day one and always said he was deserving of being at the elite level. He's been able to claim the scalp of two of racing's biggest stars in Pride of Jenny and Mr. Brightside today. All the build-up was about those two horses, but it's never that simple in a race. And, clearly Pride of Jenny was below her best, but more will be spoken about that. Here is Enver now with Nigel.
I feel like taking this suit off and wearing this.
It's EJ and the DJ in the Memsie. Enver Yusufovic joins us after Pinstripe takes out the Memsie Stakes. It's going through your body right now, mate.
Just a lot of relief, A big thank you to a lot of people, especially Gary Mudgeway, Shearer Sullivan, who found this horse. Paid $80,000 for him as a weanling. I can't afford to buy expensive yearlings, so it was the first time I'd purchased a weanling, and suggested to the crew that we wait 5 months, and you've got a $160,000 yearling. So he's one of the most expensive horses in my stable, would you believe? But great relief. Footscray boy, selling Heralds at Flemington. Here I am.
So, talk us through the plan since the Lawrence race. He's run second in the last couple of years to produce what he's just done then. Had you had to tweak anything specific to get it done against a couple of benchmark Group 1 gallopers?
Well, I was really disappointed that he laid in quite badly last start, and I tried a tongue tie on him every day last week, and then his final gallop on Tuesday, he didn't impress me. So I decided not to change anything, and Ben and I had a plan that, with this win today, that we'd just ride the horse the way he should be ridden, and when you go for your run, just give him a little bit more extra room so there's no buffeting, because I think if a horse knocks him or has a tussle with him, he tends to forget about going forward and wants to get into a scuffle.
Does that sort of govern what you'll do with him from here, EJ, as you try and maybe pick your way through weight for age contests with smaller fields?
Well, you're in the lap of the gods there sometimes, Nigel, but I think so. Now that he's won a Group 1, I'll just take every race as it comes and discuss it with Ben, and we'll see whether we go to Mackay or the Fee. And it'll be off to the pub tonight, I think, Nige.
Well, Ben Allen's got the trophy. We'll get him to come in and join you for a pretty special moment. Ben, come in. EJ, get your hands on a Group 1 trophy for the very first time. Congratulations. This is a moment that you both deserve to share. It's unbelievable. We'll let you go and enjoy it. Well done on a job well done.
Appreciate it. Good on you.
Look, he's got beaten. He's still smiling, this bloke. You must be so proud of Mr. B.
We are. Craig gave him an absolute 10 out of 10, gave him every opportunity, and that horse is the better horse on the day. We beat the rest of the field by a good margin. He's done everything correct, and we couldn't be more proud of him. He was first up. He's got heaps of improvement, and he's got more to come. So we're very happy in terms of the horse's performance, but it's frustrating. We got beaten, but what can you do? It's racing.
I feel like you're going to have plenty more wins this spring when he's running that well fresh up. And what about Gentleman Roy? He was great.
He ran super, really put up his run. I thought on the corner he was travelling really well when he came up alongside Pride of Jenny, and he just probably peaked a little bit, but he ran third in a weight for age Group 1, so he's in probably the best form he's ever been in.
You always want to win these sort of races, but isn't it nice to see EJ be rewarded a lifetime of work, and it's his day today? Yeah, well, Pinstripe's always threatened, and today he delivered. So big credit to him, and it's always a big thrill. These races are so hard to win, and look, his horse ran enormous, and it's all credit to him. Well done on a great performance from your team today too. Thank you.
1:22.6 is well inside a standard time, so they weren't loafing. And here we see the head-on approaching the home straight. And worth noting, Pinstripe was able to stay relatively straight, but did want to still roll back towards the inside.
So just see the whip switch there from Ben Allen. Whip goes right to the left. And for Pinstripe, that's pretty good. That's about as straight as he goes. So he manages to get to the outside of Mr. Brightside. He still lays in, but nowhere near as much as he can. Probably fitter for the first up run. And well done, Ben Allen. He followed the right horse, gave him the right run, whipped quickly into the left. And he's a Group 1 winning trainer, Envy Yusufovic. Another Group 1 for Ben Allen. Pinstriped takes out the Memsie as we head back to Terry and John in Adelaide.